do any of you guys have any interesting horror stories about bandwidth or servers going down?
I paid through the nose for bandwidth, even though the site's not as busy it was. But yeah, there is times when it used to go down and I'd be like, oh no, and you'd be on the phone desperately at 3 in the morning, go, oh, the site's down, can you please fix it? And they'd be like, oh, it's 3 in the morning, no, I'm trying to sleep. It's like, it's your job, please fix it, please fix it. This is my thing, I want people to see it. Oh, and they get quite arsey.
I was the opposite. I've actually never paid for hosting for my site at all, ever. I've done it through I think it started out being hosted at school at first, and then when I graduated, I moved it to my friend's dorm room in Georgia Tech, and then I somehow managed to convince the people that I was working for at the startup in California to host it in their server room. Even after I left, they hosted it, which was really awkward when it went down. I was like, so the site's down, I know I don't work there anymore, but you managed, can you go in and do something with it? And then finally they kicked me out, and now it's being hosted on one of my friend's servers, but he's actually about to kick me out later this month, so probably next month I'll start paying. But I've been lucky so far for 15, how's it been? 16, something like that. I haven't paid at all. But that's good because I've also never taken any advertising for it, so I've not actually made any money off of it ever.
Right. I think loads of sites, the incentive to put on ads was often hosting bills. And I know that back in the day, that was the thing that got BoingBoing started with advertising, is the hosting bills were starting to creep up. It's like thousands a month, and then it was a 5-figure sum a month or whatever, and eventually. And I think what they found at BoingBoing, this is before my time there, is that as soon as you can't just take advertising to cover a hosting bill. It's like trying to go to the shop and buy an inch of rope. It doesn't. The whole business of advertising isn't built around just letting people take a little bit. You either have to devote someone whose job is dealing with advertising, or you don't bother because it's just too hard to make money from AdSense and that kind of thing. So I guess you've got merchandise and you have like a more elaborate operation than...
It's very elaborate.
Well, it's like a big site,
like
it's
onions.
not just a...
Sweatshop workers.
Yeah, we've got them.
So how did it go about, how did you go around turning it into a business?
It all just kind of happened, if I'm completely honest. People saw what I was doing, and thankfully, better minds than mine said, hey, you should probably do this, because, you could make a living after all the things you're doing now have dried up. Okay. And obviously, like you said, web hosting it was expensive, so it did need to start paying for itself, otherwise it would have just vanished years and years ago. So at some point you have to go, okay, yeah, we need to start running it as a business, I guess. And to be honest, I'm still coasting along, not really knowing what I'm doing up until this year where I promised I'm going to start taking things seriously-ish. But then the wife will be really doing it once she's got rid of the babies. She's not going to kill the babies. I'll shut up about babies.
So I guess what things do you guys actually like to see on the internet? You turn on the internet, and there's the things that I guess we all do, or most of us do, like Reddit. And
I like that dog thing that you showed earlier. Could we see that again?
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
British people are weird.
I just like the way the pug at the front moves back and forward. Very nice. Okay. Yeah! Thank you. So that's the sort of thing I like to see.
Eric, what do you do on the internet?
I don't know. I mean, I'm a big Reddit person. I like cats and dogs, cute cats and dogs. have a friend, like every night, we just trade cat and dog, like pictures. That doesn't, oh crap, doesn't make me look cool at all.
No, I think it's normal. I mean, anyone who goes to Reddit these days knows everyone's new puppy. It's one of the most straightforward and heartwarming things to share is one's own love for animals or the GIFs based on them.
What's your favorite?
Does anybody know semen sperm? Well, that sounds wrong.
NSFW.
It's on Angel Fire, which I think still exists, and it looks just like that, but it's this guy who goes out and he draws this graffiti, which is a sperm, on like all these buildings in some unknown city, and each one has like a MIDI soundtrack in the background, but I can't go there anymore because Angel Fire is like 50,000 ads now. It's just, or at least the last time I was there, which was a couple years ago.
I dare not Google
this. But that
this.
reminded me of Semen Sperm, but Semen Sperm was like page after page, and then this guy like called himself the...
I don't know if you want to do it that way. Oh, I guess it's
yeah, there it
Google.
is.
Do you promise me
you
that
may
this is
get
what it
some
is?
malware. I hope your virus...
That's weird that there's no
antivirus is
Google
up to
ads
date.
around that.
Yeah, Google doesn't
Very
like
good
this
site.
search. I trust you.
You probably don't have the MIDI plug-in, which...
No.
Whoa, it's changed. Bummer. Yeah, everything changes. Anyway, that used to be a really good site.
So I guess it's time to turn the mic over to the audience and take some questions for our panelists today.
I actually don't know. I remember in the early days I would check my site stats, and a pretty long time from what I recall. Either that, yeah, or actually what there would be is some people that would just leave it on 24 hours a day. I do remember that, but so I don't actually, I don't know, and I should check the stats. It'd be interesting to see how that has changed over time, but some people a surprisingly long time.
Who is the voice behind Zombocom?
Oh, now see, that's the one thing I'm not allowed to talk about. Sorry. I'll be killed, so. No, I can't talk about that.
Blue shirt.
So, in speaking to the idea of past, present, and future, do you think your particular, what you were known for then, would have been as successful today? When you talk about how everything's kind of saturated, how do you think something nowadays needs to be done in order to stand out above and beyond everything else that's available?
I think if you knew that, then you'd be very rich, to be honest. You just kind of still have to make something and hope for the best. I don't know if there's a secret at all or any sort of huge giant thinking behind it. If there was, I don't know it.
I think it helps if it's funny. It helps if it's easy to understand immediately and that you can pass along and just, like my site was passed along mostly because I think people send it to their friends like, oh, it's this funny thing. This will like brighten your day. So I think if it's something that's good for the world, good for your friends, it'll be easy to pass along. I don't know if I haven't thought about that. If I had launched Emotion Eric today, like would it still become like a thing? You think it is? All right, then I'll listen to you. No, I think if I did it today, it would be a lot more social. Like it would, the emotions would be sent to a big list, and everyone would like participate and upload their pictures, and like the best ones would come to the top, and it wouldn't just be me. It would be like a whole group community thing of it.
I think it's dangerous to talk like that when there are people from Silicon Valley in the audience. It'll be up by Tuesday.
What's that?
It'll be on the internet by Tuesday.
Oh yeah, well I'm actually working on something like that right now. Can I talk about that?
Hurry up. Sure, why not?
It's like, yeah, I'm I'm trying to do exactly what I just said, but also, so that would be like the sort of fun piece where everybody gets to participate. But then also, I want to do a for good piece of it where people will upload like the basic human emotions like happy, sad, angry, stuff like that, like the top 10 or 15. And then theoretically, if I could get people around the world, like all the different countries and genders and races to do it, I would have this big data set of faces where people are being happy, sad, and angry. And from there, this is an idea that I got from people actually emailing me. I got emails from speech therapists and people who work with autistic and Asperger's children, where they use my site for reference and education to help children who can't recognize faces and emotions. So I figure if I can get thousands of people doing that, from that data set, I can create a website that can actually become like a big educational tool that will help like those Asperger's and people with autism who are high functioning but can still be taught to recognize faces and feelings and emotions and stuff. So that's my big like world helping idea besides just like making goofy faces.
Bat ears.
I wanted to ask, I've been asking everybody here when I actually talked to them, what was your search engine before Google?
Google.
Oh,
I think Dogpile. Remember Dogpile?
I think I was doing Alta Vista.
I think I was Alta Vista as well.
Yeah.
I liked Magellan because it had a nice icon. But none of them worked. Gentleman with the black hair?
Oh yeah.
Why were we just finding out who the man is behind Zombocom? Were there people clamoring his answer?
No. No, this is the first people that called, so I said sure.
Did they say how they found out?
That's a good question. I haven't asked them. I'm curious. Oh, probably my name is on the Who Is.